welcome back. So today I am responding to a comment that was made on one of my beautiful Reiki videos. The video was, can Reiki really heal your body? And the beautiful comment that I received that I wanted to talk about today is the following. I fell for the Reiki attunements and the impression it came from God. And you're going to see it up here so you can follow along with me, okay? I had that gut feeling that there was something wrong. Indeed there was, and during my Kundalini clearing process, my body cleared the attunements. I had psychic attacks during 2 healings, so I learned to stay away from such options. Now, at the time, the most beautiful information came through with this comment that I wanted to share, because not everybody reads the comments that come through, and lately I haven't been receiving any comments. Hardly receiving any through YouTube. I don't know what's happened. So trusting that this is the process. So I apologize with all my heart if you've placed a comment and I haven't responded. Chances are I haven't seen it. If it is something important that you would like an answer to, please send it in an email as well if you haven't heard from me after a couple of days, okay? Or on the Facebook page. You can always make a comment there. I always check to see who's interacting on there, so I'm always checking the Facebook page as well. I feel like the Facebook page is a better place to make the comments and that's all in the description below. So, feel free to comment or place your comments wherever you think it will have the most impact, because each comment serves others. It doesn't just serve us. So I even found that many comments have served me on my journey. I've had so many beautiful releases since I've started this YouTube channel. So going back to this gorgeous comment about Reiki. The first thing that came up at the time when I was responding and I was waiting for the information to be downloaded was that this can happen in any modality, in any healing modality. It doesn't have to be just because it's Reiki. It's just that many people don't know much about Reiki. And so it's our lack of knowledge around the subject that sometimes creates fear, and we don't know what to expect, that we have all these ideas of what can happen, So here I wanted to clear all of that up in this beautiful video. To me, it's no different to when we go to see a doctor, when we have something wrong with us. I know for a really long time, my husband had problems with his sinuses. He had his nose broken when he was quite young, in his late teens. And for the longest time, that wasn't mended properly. It wasn't healed properly, his nose. And so for a long time, he had all these sinus problems. And he was in and out of doctors whenever it got really heavy and really uncomfortable. And it wasn't until we moved into where we are now that he decided one day, because when you get to that point where you're just so uncomfortable, you can't bear the pain behind, when you get sinus and you get that pain in that area here and up here, it can get to the point where it's unbearable, where it's hard to get through the day with that pain, So I used to have sinusitis when I was quite little, and I was in and out of doctors as well. But for him, one day he went to the doctor at the top of the street, and our main doctor wasn't there. His wife was filling in for him that day, who is also a doctor, but she's mainly a gynecologist. And lo and behold, she arranged everything for him to have surgery, and that was cleared up. But at that point, he was well in his 40s. It had been over 20 years that he'd been in and out of doctors, and all they ever did was send him home with antibiotics. Nobody took the time to find out what is wrong, what is happening, what is the cause of the pain. Can we fix it? Doctors do this all day long. How many times have you been to a doctor and all they want to do is prescribe you something? They don't care if it gets healed or it doesn't get healed, if it gets cured or not. They're just there to prescribe you something because they get paid for that. And the more you have to keep coming to them, the more they get paid. But within that profession, occasionally you find the one doctor at the top of the street that will go out of her way to find an answer for what is wrong, how to heal it, how to cure it, what can we do to alleviate the symptoms for you. In every modality, you will find there are people that are just there for the money. They're just there to make a profit. They don't really care if you don't come back. They're just there to make a quick buck. That is their mentality. That is in everything. You know, some doctors, they're there to keep you coming back and coming back and coming back. Every time you go back, there's a new tablet they've prescribed. They just want to keep you in the system. And sometimes you stumble upon that one doctor that are really here to help, to assist in you being able to heal. That was the first download I got that day. It's not just Reiki, it's in everything. Everywhere you go, you're going to find people that are just there to make a quick buck, to make money off you, and that's all they care about. And then there will be those who are genuinely interested in helping you, in assisting you. For me, I am ever so grateful because I had done a few online courses regarding Reiki. I did the free online course and I even found that was quite wonderful. But at the time, I felt that that was not for me because that course is more hands-on. It's about the practitioner, us, the Reiki masters, putting our hands on people and, you know, providing healing that way. And for me, that didn't resonate with me. I don't want to say it didn't feel right or it didn't feel wrong or whatever. I don't want to go through that because that's judgment. When you start to walk your spiritual path, you understand that you are looking for what resonates for you, for your path. It's not about what feels right. It's about what resonates. And then you know, this is for me, this is for my path. So I loved everything I learned about the free online course with Reiki. And I got attunements with that as well. You can pay to have the attunements and then you get the certificates at the end. I loved everything they taught except the method, the actual method. It just didn't sit with me. And then I was fortunate enough to find Melissa Crowhurst and her course, Natural Healer. And from that moment on, I knew this was the way for me. This was the way forward. And it wasn't just, for me, it wasn't just that it was a healing modality. For me, it was the world that opened up for me through that beautiful course. It was through that course that I began working with my beautiful spirit team. And healing after healing after healing, session after session, I began to see that the visions I was having during sessions were real, because the people receiving the distance healings would send messages back confirming. They would tell me things that they would hear, things that they would see, things they would feel in their body. For one, I remember clearly, there was a moment where Jesus came in, and for a solid 10 minutes, I sat and I observed. And he'd placed his hands out at her chest level where her heart chakra would be, not touching, but at a small distance. And I could see all this energy being blasted out of his hands, out of the hands of Jesus and into this person's chest. And the report I got back from her after, before I even sent anything to her, was that she could feel this intense heat in her chest area. And I asked her before, once the session was done, if she had a particular intention for that session. And she said that she wanted her heart healed. So there I am, observing Jesus blasting her chest area with this energy that I didn't know what it was, because I didn't know her intention as she was going in. At that point, I had learnt to trust that when I open up a session and I call in my beautiful angels, that the healing that needs to be done will be done. It's not up to me to decide what part needs healing or not. Even when the other person has asked me sometimes that this is what they want to focus on, I will still open up the session and observe where they go. I don't stand here and say to them, okay, now you go to the heart, you do this. In the early days, when I thought we were doing healing, that Reiki was for healing, yes, there were quite a few sessions where I would go in and I would say to my team, okay, we're looking for healing in the heart, and this is what I want you guys to focus on. And so I would send Archangel Raphael, Jesus, and Mother Mary, and I would ask them to surround this beautiful heart. And then I could see the physical heart in my vision, and I could see them with their hands out blasting this beautiful heart with healing, because I had asked and the other person had given permission. But with time, the more I observed these beautiful sessions, I realized that it's not my place to do that. I don't know that person's journey. I don't know what their path is. And so I trust when I open up a session and I call them in, that they will do what needs to be done for that person. And what I do is observe. Whatever they have done, whatever vision I've been given, whatever information I've been given, as I observe, I pass that on to that person so that they can look at the areas that they need to heal. I know now that times I'm observing and hands go out to blast an area, that person is using this session for healing. That's usually what they do. They put their hands out, and I could see this beautiful energy coming out through the hands into that person, into a specific area in that person. Now, the other thing that many of you need to be aware of with Reiki is that we are working with energy. We are working with your energy. Your energy resides inside this physical body. And your physical body for so long has been storing information from childhood, from your adult years, information that you've been holding on to that has served your beautiful human experience. When we do Reiki sessions and you are ready to let go of that information, it no longer serves you. You have to understand that your body will let that go. And when it does, there will be discomfort. You will sense something in your body. Perhaps it's a headache. Perhaps it's pain. And then it releases. It's the last time the body's holding on to it. The energy is shifting. There is space that's being made in that area now that that information is no longer needed. You no longer need to hold on to it. Your body is releasing it, and in releasing it, there may be discomfort. You may feel nauseous after if it's something in your digestive system, which is where most of mine is stored. Most of my trauma is in my digestive system. I feel it. I feel discomfort all the time in certain areas of information that is still stored, still trapped, because I'm still on my evolutionary path. Like I said before, I am not the guru sitting on the top of the mountain. I am in my human experience fully, completely aware that this is what I am meant to be experiencing in this moment. And when that information no longer serves this experience, it will be released. The body will let go of it. The spirit will know. It will have the information now, the knowledge it came to gain from that experience, from those events. I am constantly releasing, constantly. So these are things to keep in mind. Yes, there is discomfort. Yes, you may get headaches because the energy is clearing, it's shifting things around. So of course there's going to be discomfort, especially for your body. It's been holding on to this stuff for a really long time. You just expect it to go and it's done. Magic. It's a process. It's like, you know what? It's like when you put on weight and you've taken 10, 20, 30 years to put on all this weight. And then all of a sudden you decide, I want to get healthy. It's not going to come off in a week when it's taken you 10, 20, 30 years to put it on. It's going to take time to take that weight off, to get that weight off and get healthy again. Once you make the choice, at least you're giving your body that, yes, we're releasing, we're letting go. That's it, I'm giving you permission, is what you're saying to your body. You no longer need to hold on to this for me. I don't need it anymore. So know in your heart that when we do a Reiki session, you are in complete control. Information cannot be released. It cannot be let go of without your permission. And if it is still in your system, it is still serving your beautiful human experience. All we can do when I go in with my beautiful spirit team is give you information as to what is stored, what is happening with your chakras. And sometimes it's kind of encrypted, if you like. Many times in the early days, I would see an iron collar around the throat of many people with iron chains attached. And it is up to that person to understand what that means. What does this mean? Yes, I'm restricted in this area. I can't speak my truth. I can't express myself freely, but only that person can know what that means for them. So this is what the Reiki sessions are for. In the moment that we do a Reiki session, if your intention is for healing, it is the perfect time for that. Because in the moment that I open up your crown, we have invited in God and the angels, and any beings that you wish to have with you will be with you. You call them in before the session even starts. And they are there. I will see them if you call them in. I can see them clearly. Unless they don't want me to see. Unless it's not relevant to your session. But in that moment, when you have all this beautiful God energy with you, and you can summon in any angel or all the angels, it is the perfect time for you to focus on healing an area, or all the areas. We are infinite beings. You know, we are the ones that limit and say, oh, we can only do one area. It's up to you. You can do all of them at once if you want to. All of them. It's up to you. You are in control the whole time, not us. And I know this for a fact because there's been a few times, not many, but a few, that we have not been allowed access. And that's because the person didn't want us there. They said yes, but inside it was a no. So I hope this helps in how you view Reiki or any healing modality. It's up to you. You have to be completely open to receive. You have to trust that this is the path for you. You have to have complete trust in the person you're working with. It's like when I was learning from Melissa. There was, for me, 110% trust. I could see in her that everything she was doing was from the heart. And I knew whatever I learnt with her would be wonderful, would be magical. I was meant to learn with her. All right, my beautiful beings? So, you can only know in your heart if it is for you, if it's not for you. If there's fear's going to get in the way. It's going to block. So you need to address all that before going in. Have a heart wide open to receive, and then see what comes through. Alternatively, you can do the Reiki course for yourself. You can work on your own energy. You can do this. Even the free online course, you can learn everything you need to know about Reiki and do it on yourself with that free course. You don't even have to do the attunements if you don't want to. The more you practice it, the more attuned you become with your own energy. You can work on your own energy if that's what you want. All right, my beautiful beings. I will include it in the description below, the free online Reiki course. I think that's what it's called, freeonlinereiki.com. But I'll look it up and I'll put it in the description. You can just learn about it without even, doing it doesn't matter. But just have an idea of what it is. Once you understand what it is so different, to just going in blind thinking, oh, she's going to rearrange my whole energy. I can't do that. I don't have the power to do that. Only you do. All right, my beautiful beings. I love you. I don't know if I gave you a kiss. I can give you another one. Remember to click like and subscribe so you don't miss any of the messages. And I'll see you in the next video, okay? Remember to share these lovely videos. Bye for now.